Hiya, honeys. Welcome back to my spooky little corner. I am Lady Mylita, and I bid you welcome. Today we're gonna play with another one of the palettes that I got out of my Sephora haul. We're gonna play with the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes palette. And it is quite a lovely palette. It's got a good sort. They're all mattes, but it's warm tones, peaches, there's some warm browns in there. And I think we can really find something fun to play with this one. I also have a few other Too Faced Cosmetics items that I don't always use, but I thought I'd put all the ones I have into one video so we can kind of experience the Too Faced experience. If that's something you think you'd enjoy, then stay tuned and let's dive in. All right, so as we're getting started, as always, I always like to do my eyes first because if there's any fallout of the new palette, it'll fall down on like my naked skin and it's easier to clean than instead of doing your whole foundation, having it look just and then have all this fallout and have it wreck it. So I personally always do my eyes first. As always, I'm going to start off with priming my eyelids, and today we're just going to use our e.l.f. 16-hour camo concealer in medium peach. And I'm just going to take this and blot some on the eyes, just like that. And then I'm going to take my Morphe Jeffree Star Collab Beauty Blender, and I'm just going to blend that all over the eye. So we have a nice sticky base to start with. And as I said in my last video, unfortunately Morphe and Jeffree Star are no longer associated together, so they're selling off all their stock. So I think there are still some of these sponge trios left, but they won't be available for much longer. So if this is something you would like, maybe look into that. Okay, so there we go. We got a good start. So Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes. I like what I've used so far of Too Faced products. I have no complaints with them so far, but this is my first eyeshadow palette by them, so I'm really excited to see how it performs. And for me, I love peach colored eyeshadows for more of a neutral day-to-day look. And the wonderful thing about almost all Too Faced products is it smells just like peaches, and yeah, you can't go wrong with peaches, right? I like their cases too. It's kind of plastic on top, but then a metal on the back. And also all theirs come with the little like brochure on different looks you can do. And you know, for somebody who is kind of new to it, that's a nice little touch to add to it. But I don't need that. So let's get started. I'm trying to think what I'm going to kind of do. Let's see. So I think I'm going to do a cut crease today with one of the lighter shades in here. Probably not the lightest, because the lightest I'm going to use for my inner corner highlight and my brow highlight. But definitely maybe one of these other ones. There's this one right here, Peach Butter. It's quite light. So I think I'm going to start, maybe with this one right here. It's called Just Peachy, and I think I'll put that kind of in my crease area. And today we're going to be using the e.l.f. brushes. This is an e.l.f. blending brush, and we're going to dip into this Just Peachy shade right here. Okay. Oh, not a lot of kick up on that. That's kind of a nice change. And it does coat the brush quite nicely. So let's see how this looks. Oh, very nice. Very warm peach kind of look. Okay. Oh, I quite like that shade. It looks quite nice and pigmented. It's going on very well. I just kind of want that as my kind of crease shade to start the look with. I think I'm going to go a little darker though, but I think that's a nice start. Then I think I'm going to use this lighter one here, this Peaches and Cream, and I'm going to blend up above it with that. And again, I'm just going to use another e.l.f. eye blending brush, and we're just going to dip into this Peaches and Cream shade. Oh yes, very nice. Let's see if we can blend this out a bit. Oh, I quite like that too. I could see this being like great for everyday wear. Not something maybe for like nighttime looks, but you can maybe vamp it up a bit with the browns, which maybe we'll try and do. We'll try and get some more of those darker shades in there. But yes, I quite like this shade. This is like almost a good kind of neutrally shade for me. It kind of matches my skin tone quite well. Just take it right up to the eyebrow. And then I'll probably blend in some more of that darker color, that Peach Punch, or Just Peachy, sorry. That Just Peachy. I'm going to blend a bit more of that into the crease so we get a nice kind of variegant going. I'm quite impressed with this so far. They're going on very, very nice, very smooth. What do we think so far? I know it's just 2 colors, but 2 colors, that's a good start, right? Nice peachy tones. Okay, so I want something a little darker. I think I'm going to go with this dark peach color right here called Peach Cobbler. And I'm going to put that right down into the bottom and then bring it up into the crease, lightly into the crease. And I'm using another, are we really surprised? Another e.l.f. blending brush. We'll dip it. It's more of like a warm tone brown kind of thing. So let's see. Yes, definitely more of a warm tone kind of brown color. It's not bad though. It's not quite as dark as I was hoping it would be, but there are darker colors we can still try in that palette. Kind of darken out that edge a bit. All right, and then I'm going to take it again and dip into that Just Peachy shade just to make sure we get a seamless blend on that. It's the one thing they always say with eye makeup. If you think it's blended, blend some more. You want that nice blend. Okay. Yeah, like it goes on nice, but I'm just not a fan of that color. But that's good to know, right? So maybe we should do more of like a brighter pink. What about peachy, that peach sangria? Let's try it. Why not, right? See if I can darken up that corner. Ooh, that's nice. It doesn't go on as dark as I was thinking it would. But that's quite pretty. I think I'm going to have to go into the brown if I want to darken it up really good. Which I think I will. Because I would like that a little deeper, I think. There is another one in here that's more like a dark burgundy. Maybe that would work. Kind of stick with this theme. Oh, I do like that. Okay. And I'm going to dip into that Just Peachy again. Our mid-tone there. Just to kind of blend this out. I don't want it to be too overwhelming. Might have to put some more of that super light shade, that Peaches and Cream up top too, just to make sure it's all nice and blended. That's nice. I still want it darker though in that corner. I'm like getting annoyed about that. So there are 3 of the brown shades. This one is Peach Tart. That one's Just Ripe. And then that is Chocolate Dipped. So you do have some darker tones you can pick through if you want to darken it up. So I got more of this peach sangria, that reddish tone. So I think I'm going to try this just right because it does seem more of a really warm, and see if we can deepen it. Now I'm just using an eye crease brush for mouth, and it does coat the brush pretty well. See if we can darken this up a bit. Okay, there we go. That's a bit better. I just want those outer edge a little deeper in shade. Seems to be sticking fairly well. I got a bit of a line there, but that might be just because I've applied so many eyeshadows from this palette so far to get that desired kind of shade I want. And I like to take that darker color quite up because we're going to kind of do a bit of a smoky kind of look, I think, today. A smoky peach look, why not? Okay, so that's where it started. Again, I think I'm going to grab some more of that peach sangria shade, that red. I quite like this one. And just to deepen this in here, because I want it to look nice and dark. I really shouldn't have used that peach cobbler shade at all in this look. Oh well, that's the great thing about makeup. You know, you make a mistake, you just keep playing until you get it the way you like it. Okay. Now I'm going to dip into my Just Peachy, that nice light shade again, to the top there, and trying to kind of get that blended a bit. Go. All right, and then lastly, get the right brush here. And then I'm going to go into that Peaches and Cream shade again, this light one here, and dust it all the way up to the brow bone and get everything nice and blended just how we wanted. And then we'll cut the crease and put that nice light shade in there. I think that will look quite nice. Really, you could just leave it like this if you want it. Like, obviously the bit at the center still needs cleaned up, but you could leave it like that if you really wanted to. But I kind of want that nice kind of bubble that it'll give me. So for cutting the crease, I'm going to use the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer in Light Peach because we're using such a light color. I want to make sure it's nice and light. That way it'll stick a little better, and if I don't get it completely saturated, it won't be too much of a problem. And as always, I just put a dab on my hand, and then I take, where's my brush? And I take a flat end brush. This is my Jeffree Star one, Jeffree Star Morphe. And we're just going to do and as always, my trick, put your head down, tilt your head down and look up. And there's my line. It works perfect every time. Because we're doing such a light color, I really want to try and get that line pretty solid. Okay, when I'm done, Such a great and easy way to do a cut crease. I noticed on some YouTube videos, people like to use a more rounder tip brush, but I find I get really good application with the flat brush. It goes on really nice, really smooth. And there we go. So that's that part done. Okay, so back into our Just Peachy mats. And we're going to use, not the lightest one, because I'm going to use that for my inner corner, but this one right here, and it is called Peach Butter. And I'm just going to grab one of these little flatter kind of brushes. This is an eyeshadow brush by e.l.f. But it's a little more flat. It's really, I like these ones more for packing in color. So where is my setting spray? There it is. And then I'm just going to hit the brush with some setting spray. And today we're using our All Nighter by Urban Decay in Honey. So it smells divine. Honeys and peaches. Sounds good, right? Just let that dry off a bit. And then we'll go into that peach butter shade. I just want to dry out a bit. That way it's a little more tacky instead of wet. All right, here we go. Oh, it's still a little wet, but that's okay. It's going on that brush quite nice. Okay, so we're just going to pack that on. It almost is the same color as the concealer. There's a bit of a difference, but that's kind of what I wanted. I quite like that. Actually, the color packs quite nicely. That turned out quite nice. I quite like that. And now, because I got that bit of a harsher end and we don't want that, so I'm just going to take the same brush and I'm going to go into that just right color here. And I'm going to kind of blend it in with the lighter shade to kind of give it a bit more of a gradient here, so it doesn't look quite that harsh. You want it to look a little natural. Oh, okay, we'll just pack more of that on. Went over a little too far. It's all right. Got it. Okay, let's do the other side. Just kind of blend that in a bit. It's not going to be perfect, of course, but makeup's supposed to be fun and enjoyable. And you know what? As Bailey, I forget what Bailey's last name is, but she does the Murder Makeup Mondays. And as she says, makeup, have fun, it washes off. Couldn't have said it better myself. It washes off. So, have fun. Okay. So that's the lid's pretty much done, except for like the highlight on my brow and stuff, but I want to do my brows obviously first. But so that's that look so far. I'm going to do some primer and what have you off, and then I'm going to bring you back after I've done my concealer so we can talk about my foundation that I'm using today. Okay, had to think for a minute. Okay, so here we go. I know I look a little funny, but I got my primer on and then I got my concealer on. Today for primer, we're using the Tatcha Silk Canvas. And for concealer, we're using the 16-Hour Camo Concealer from e.l.f. in shade Medium Peach. Actually, today for foundation, we're using an old favorite of mine. I've been trying to break out and try some different ones, but this is the one I've used the most recently. And it is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. And I am in shade Snow, which you can barely see because it's worn off. Packaging. It claims it's oil-free, 14-hour wear, oil control, and photo-friendly. And what I love about this, excuse me, it's going to be dirty, but it is a pump application. I really like that about it. And they have a whole line of the Peach Perfect stuff. They even have a primer, which I have used and I've ran out, and I thought I'd try some other stuff, but that primer works really well. So I take my beauty blender and I'll just put a pump on it. I usually will need a little bit more, but a pump generally does pretty good. So we'll just kind of blot it around and just bounce that into the skin. I find it's a medium coverage, but I find it does really, really good. Some mediums tend to be a little runny. Like I find that Urban Decay one I'm using right now tends to be kind of runny and I don't really like it. This is a little thicker consistency, which myself, I prefer. But everybody has different preferences when it comes to foundation. So really, you got to go out and try it. You know, you got to try your own and see how it works. So I'm out. I haven't touched my forehead. So I'm just going to do a half pump. So let's see if that does. I find I don't use a lot of this one, and this is why I think it has lasted me so long. And apparently it is also, what does it say? It's infused with peach and sweet fig cream. So, of course, it smells delicious. But then again, Too Faced products generally do. They are the ones that have the chocolate bar palettes and what have you. So, there we go. A pump and a half. It does the job really well. And out of all the foundations I have tried, I would say this is probably my personal favorite. And so now we're going to set it. And for setting powder, I actually do have the Too Faced Peach Perfect setting powder in translucent. And it is a beautiful big container. I still have lots left. A little goes a long way. And for me, I like to sift some out into the lid. This is how I find I do it. And it has like this really nice like pop top for the lid so you don't waste. And so I'll just put some in the lid like this. And I'll take my beauty blender, and I like my beauty blenders with the end, so that way it works really good at getting under the eyes. Not that I like a lot, because I find it will set into my fine lines and what have you. And then I'll do my nose area, because that is an oil problem area. And my laugh lines. Just like that. And then I'll take the little fluffy face brush. This is one from Quo. And then just dust the rest around. Just like that. And this stuff smells so good. And if you accidentally get some on your lips, it tastes really, really sweet, but it's so delicious. Very good product. Now that everything is powdered, I'm going to finish my eye look by putting the shadows on my bottom lash lines. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the darkest brown all the way down under. So, or not brown, it's more like that burgundy color, right? So I am just going to take one of these little kind of flat brushes. They work good. This is a doe color one. I got this set off of Amazon because they have cute little like skull and crossbones. I got a full set of them. They work pretty good. Not great, but they're cute. All right, so I'm just going to tap on the color Just go right under the eyes. I'm going to do all the way across. I try to stamp a little kind of in that corner area. Kind of make it a little smokier. That way if you kind of push it up too, you can do that. It's not that big of a deal. Actually, it looks a little bit better. Push that color in a bit. Okay, just kind of like that. And then I'm going to take just the fluffy brush that I used, and I'm going to take my softer color, that Peaches and Cream, and I'm going to buff that out a bit so it just looks a little more seamless. I like a well blended eye look. That way it kind of flows around, right? Kind of the idea, at least. I know that's a lot underneath the eyes. Not everybody likes that, and that's okay, right? Makeup's to play with, right? I'm just gonna take this. This is another Jeffree one. This is JS5, nice big fluffy one. Just kind of make sure it's all kind of dusted in. Just like that. Okay, and then I'm just gonna put some in my waterline. Just some Marc Jacobs gel liner in black. Just pop that in the waterline. And there we go. So that's about it for the look. I just got to do my brow highlight and my inner corner highlight, but I like to do that after I do my eyebrows. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to do my eyebrows. I'm going to do mascara and my lashes, and then I'll come back and I got a couple other little Too Faced things that we're going to try out today. So I'll be right back. And here we go. Brows are done. Eyelashes and mascara are on. So today for my brows, I'm trying out the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in medium brown. This is my first time using it, and it is a lot softer of a medium than my usual e.l.f. that I use. So they look a little more bolder than normal, but I'm quite happy with how well that went on. And then for my brow gel, we use our Legendary Brows by Charlotte Tilbury in color Supermodel. Then for mascara, as always, I use Benefit Cosmetics Bad Gal Bang in black. And today the lashes I'm using are the Ardell's Demi Wispies. Not bad. I'm really happy with how the eye turned out. Now that all that's finished, we can put in our inner corner highlight and our brow highlight. So for that, I tend to like a flat brush, which I don't have an extra flat brush. There we go. That'll work. So this is a nice little flat brush by e.l.f. They call it a smudge brush. It's nice and flat. And then we are going to go into the lightest color in the palette, and it is called Peach Meringue. So we're just going to get this nice on our brush, get a good coating of it. Comes off really nice, and then put that just under, start at like the arch and then kind of go down. It just kind of helps make your eyes look a little bit bigger. Okay. I find it a little harder to do the other one just because of my eyebrow piercing, but I play around and I get it done. Okay, and then we're just going to do inner highlights using the same brush. And I like a really strong one, so I hope this comes off nice and strong. Good. Usually I use a glitter one, so I don't know about doing it with a matte, but we'll see. Maybe a little more. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. I'm quite happy with that. And that's the eyes finished. I found the shades are really intense with the pigment. It looks good. They blended very nicely. I'm extremely happy with how that turned out. So for blush today, I have another Too Faced product. It is called the Too Faced Peach My Cheeks Melting Powder Blush infused with peach and sweet fig. And this is in the shade Ginger Peach. Now, I don't think you can get these anymore, unfortunately, but they're quite good. I like them. As you can tell, I've used mine quite a bit. But I find the only way to get them on is you need a really stiff kabuki brush. I don't even know where this one came from, but something stiffer. And you kind of have to stipple on the pigment. Normally, I would do this before I put on my powder, but because it's this, so just smile and give it a dab. I find no blending, or you'll take off your foundation. So just dot. Pat it out more than blend. And again, it smells like peach. But I like the color. It looks a little intense this way. I find if I do it first and then put my powder over top, it kind of diffuses it a bit more. So a good tip, if you're using any of these cream blushes, is to put on your foundation, put them on, and then put your powder over top. And be careful because they will take off your foundation. So, you know, they tend to be kind of hard to use. So keep that in mind. So I think I'm going to do a bit of contour, maybe like a bronzy kind of look today, and then a highlight. So another palette I do have of Too Faced, I don't use it very often actually, is the Sugar Peach Wet and Dry Eye and Face palette. So it's obviously from the same one as the matte, the Just Peachy one for our eyes, but this is more of a blush highlight bronze kind of. And that's what it looks like on the inside. As you can tell, I have used it. But for me, I like my blushes to be matte. And these blushes are quite shiny. So I don't really use them as much. But I did use them on the eyes. Because you can use these on the eyes too, which was kind of nice. So I tried that. But today, I think we're going to use some of that Peach Honey. It's like a bronzer. We're going to try using some of that. I usually don't bronze because I'm a goth girl and I don't want to look sun-kissed. But with this, I figure we could kind of go that route. So I'm just going to dust some on just a little side brush. And we'll just kind of like how we would contour, right? Just give myself a bit of color. But I know not all of you guys are goths out there, and some of you might want some color. Oh, that's too much color. Oh, we're going to have to diffuse that a bit. I think I had a little too much on the brush there. This side looks good though. Okay, and then jaw. I'm going to try and do my forehead, and hopefully it doesn't come out that dark. Ah. Just kind of oh, Miss Mylita's a bronze goddess today. Okay, Okay, I think I want a bigger, fluffier kind of brush, so I'm just gonna grab a fluffy brush and just try and kind of diffuse it a bit. It's a little strong for my liking. I don't think it's like a good skin tone for me. But sometimes just use a clean brush and it'll help diffuse it a bit better. I feel like I'm missing some in that center spot though. Alright, yeah, I am a bit. Okay. And we'll just use that clean brush. Well, this is definitely not a look I generally go for, so, but do I feel look sun-kissed? Okay, and then we're gonna, so that was Peach Honey that we used. And then for highlight today, we're gonna use this one down here, and it is called Peach Pearl. So I just got this kind of little brush from Doe Colors, my skull one, and so we'll just kind of put some on. It is quite a pretty shade. So tap off the excess. I don't think it's an overpowering highlight either. Some of them can be a little too much, but I don't mind too much. Down the nose. I feel like I got a little too much on my cheeks too. I'm just not doing. There we go. Diffuse it a bit. That looks so much better. So all that's left is lips, and I'm going to go off camera and do that, and then I will be back with our finished look. And we're back, and this is our finished look. What do we think? So to top off the lipstick I'm using today is Mega Last Liquid Catsuit Matte Lipstick by Wet n Wild, and it is in shade Nudist Peach. So I thought that was a good fitting with the rest of our theme today. It's very peachy, bronzy look today. Not something I normally go for, but I am happy with how it turned out. But a little too much bronzer for my liking, but for you guys, I'll do it. Okay, so the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes. Do I like it? I absolutely like it. I think it's a great daytime palette. I like the fact that it is all matte, and that way, you know, you can just have a nice basic eye look without the shimmer and shimmer. Great for day-to-day light eye makeup. Peaches go almost with everybody's skin tone, and it's just divine. We've used quite a few out of this palette. I have to say, I think this Peach Sangria was my favorite, and I really want to dive into this Peach Punch shade, this really bright, vibrant pink eventually, but I'm quite happy with it, how this look turned out. Okay, my honeys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoy coming and hanging out with me, and I hope you like the look. Let me know if you have any of these products. What do you think of them? I'm quite happy with them. I think Too Faced is a pretty good company. Their foundation, like I said, is one of my favorites. So you can find me on Instagram. I don't really post there much. I'm trying. And Facebook under Lady Mylita. I do a live on Sunday at 4:30 Eastern Time. 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I do my makeup and we chit chat and it's a great time. I hope you can join me there. If you haven't, please like and subscribe and share and help me get a little more out there. I appreciate all your support and love. It means just everything to me. So thank you. Goodbye, my darklings.